Welcome to Study the Bible with me. Today we're continuing from where we stopped last time, so grab your Bible and let's dig right in. Leviticus chapter 17. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Speak to Aaron, his sons, and all the Israelites and tell them, this is the word that the Lord has commanded. Blood guilt will be accounted to any man from the house of Israel who slaughters an ox or a lamb or a goat inside the camp or outside the camp, but has not brought it to the entrance of the meeting tent to present it as an offering to the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord. He has shed blood, so that man will be cut off from the midst of his people. This is so that the Israelites will bring their sacrifices that they are sacrificing in the open field to the Lord at the entrance of the meeting tent to the priest and sacrifice them there as peace offering sacrifices to the Lord. The priest is to splash the blood on the altar of the Lord at the entrance of the meeting tent, and offer the fat up in smoke for a soothing aroma to the Lord. So they must no longer offer their sacrifices to the goat demons, acting like prostitutes by going after them. This is to be a perpetual statute for them throughout their generations. You are to say to them, any man from the house of Israel or from the foreigners who reside in their midst, who offers a burnt offering or a sacrifice, but does not bring it to the entrance of the meeting tent to offer it to the Lord, that person will be cut off from his people. Any man from the house of Israel or from the foreigners who reside in their midst who eats any blood, I will set my face against that person who eats the blood, and I will cut him off from the midst of his people. For the life of every living thing is in the blood, so I myself have assigned it to you on the altar to make atonement for your lives. For the blood makes atonement by means of the life. Therefore I have said to the Israelites, no person among you is to eat blood, and no reside foreigner who lives among you is to eat blood. Any man from the Israelites or from the foreigners who reside in their midst, who hunts a wild animal or a bird that may be eaten, must pour out its blood and cover it with soil. For the life of all flesh is its blood. So I have said to the Israelites, you must not eat the blood of any living thing, because the life of every living thing is its blood. All who eat it will be cut off. Any person who eats an animal that has died of natural causes, or an animal torn by beasts, whether a native citizen or a foreigner, must wash his clothes, bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. Then he becomes clean. But if he does not wash his clothes and does not bathe his body, he will bear his punishment for iniquity. Chapter 18. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and tell them, I am the Lord your God. You must not do as they do in the land of Egypt, where you have been living, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, into which I am about to bring you. You must not walk in their statutes. You must observe my regulations, and you must be sure to walk in my statutes. I am the Lord your God. So you must keep my statutes and my regulations. Anyone who does so will live by keeping them. I am the Lord. No man is to approach any close relative to have sexual intercourse with her. I am the Lord. You must not expose your father's nakedness by having sexual intercourse with your mother. She's your mother. You must not have intercourse with her. You must not have sexual intercourse with your father's wife. She's your father's nakedness. You must not have sexual intercourse with your sister, whether she's your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she's born in the same household or born outside it. You must not have sexual intercourse with either of them. You must not expose the nakedness of your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter by having sexual intercourse with them, because they are your own nakedness. You must not have sexual intercourse with the daughter of your father's wife, born of your father. She is your sister. You must not have intercourse with her. You must not have sexual intercourse with your father's sister. She is your father's flesh. You must not have sexual intercourse with your mother's sister, because she is your mother's flesh. You must not expose the nakedness of your father's brother. You must not approach his wife to have sexual intercourse with her. She is your aunt. You must not have sexual intercourse with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. You must not have intercourse with her. You must not have sexual intercourse with your brother's wife. She's your brother's nakedness. You must not have sexual intercourse with both a woman and her daughter. You must not take as wife either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to have intercourse with them. They are closely related to her. It is lewdness. You must not take a woman in marriage and then marry her sister as a rival wife while she's still alive to have sexual intercourse with her. You must not approach a woman in her menstrual impurity to have sexual intercourse with her. You must not have sexual intercourse with a wife of your fellow citizen to become unclean with her. You must not give any of your children as an offering to Molech, so that you do not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You must not have sexual intercourse with a male as one has sexual intercourse with a woman. It is a detestable act. You must not have sexual intercourse with any animal to become defiled with it. And a woman must not stand before an animal to have sexual intercourse with it. It is a perversion. Do not defile yourself with any of these things, for the nations which I am about to drive out before you have been defiled with all these things. Therefore the land has become unclean, and I have brought the punishment for its impurity upon it, so that the land has vomited out its inhabitants. You yourselves must obey my statutes and my regulations, and must not do any of these abominations, both the native citizen and the resident foreigner in your midst. For the people who were in the land before you have done all these abominations, and the land has become unclean. So do not make the land vomit you out because you defile it, just as it has vomited out the nations that were before you. For if anyone does any of these abominations, the person who do them will be cut off from the midst of their people. You must obey my charge to not practice any of the abominable statutes that have been done before you, so that you do not defile yourselves by them. I am the Lord your God. We're going to be stopping here today. Next time we're going to be starting from Leviticus chapter 19. I'll see you then.